What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh fans? PlotArmorCards in the house, and I'm excited because it looks like Ghoti has gotten some new support coming out in DABL, which I believe is Darkwing Blast. And I'm really excited because this is a very interesting archetype. So, of course, if you like what you see, don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into these cards. So, first of all, we got Ixip, Omen of the Ghoti. So level 4 water fish effect monster, with 1500 attack, 0 defense. If a fish monsters becomes banished, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, this archetype revolves around that, so nice free summon. During the standby phase of the next turn after this card is banished, you can target one of your Ghoti traps that is banished or in your graveyard. Alright, set that target. Okay, so some nice recycling, but I feel like that effect is just a little bit slow during the standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished. That's kind of slow, in my opinion. You can only use each effect of Exceed this card once per turn. Alright, so next we got ourselves Snowpios, Shadow of the Ghoti. So nice, it's like a little octopus thing. Level 6 water fish effect monster. Okay, so 2100 attack and 0 defense. During the main phase, quick effect. Alright, nice, a quick effect. You can banish 2 fish monsters from your hand and or graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Another free summon, that's not bad, and then it banishes 2, which adds on to the whole shebang of this archetype. If this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up card on the field, banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, interesting. So it doesn't actually like get rid of it or banish it itself. It just all it does is when this thing leaves the field, it will be banished. Okay, interesting. If this card becomes banished, you can banish one fish monster from your graveyard, add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. So I guess if you really wanted to, you could target itself, I guess, and then it will be banished when it leaves the field, and then you can, I guess, synchro summon, etc., with it, and then, or whatever, get rid of it off the field, and then its own effect will activate. So banish a fish monster from a graveyard, and then recycle it. So that's not bad, and then you could just keep taking advantage of that. So I think that's pretty decent. That's a pretty good card. So far, the first two that we've seen are pretty decent. Next, we got Zep, Ruby of the Ghoti. It's a level 2 water fish attuner effect monster with 0 attack and 1000 defense. You can banish this card from your hand, then target one fish monster in your graveyard, banish it. Okay, interesting. During your opponent's turn, while this card is banished, you can special summon it. Alright, so this card has to banish itself and then target one banish, and then you have to wait for your opponent's turn in order to special summon. Now this, I feel like it will work. I know how the archetype works and all that, but interesting. I just think that's a little bit interesting. If this card is special summon, you can accept during the damage step immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon one fish synchro monster using this card you control. Interesting. That's not bad. It immediately lets you synchro summon, so it does work. That's kind of crazy. It just helps you get into your synchro plays pretty even though it's on your opponent's turn, it does work. You can only use each effect once per turn. Next we got ourselves a Rondopost Serpent of the Ghoti, level 6 waterfish synchro effect monster, 2100 attack and 0 defense. It just takes a tuner plus 1 non-tuner monsters. So this is generic, so maybe, I don't know what the effect is yet, but maybe it can be used in some other decks. Let's find out. If this card is synchro summon, you can banish one level 6 or lower fish monster from your deck. Okay, so a deck banishment, which in turn would pop off other stuff. Not bad at all. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can target one fish monster in your graveyard, banish that target, then you can add one fish monster with an equal or lower level from your deck turn, plus a searcher. Okay, not bad. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. Interesting. So I think this card isn't too bad. So I'm going to take back what I said earlier about maybe being generic, because you obviously need to use it in fish in general. And then I think I don't know how many fish different archetypes there are. I'm sure there's a decent amount. But this just the banishing fish stuff, I think, only applies to like Ghoti. If not, I don't know what else. But yeah. Next we got Googlim Spear of the Ghoti, level 8 water fish synchro effect monster with a 2700 attack and 0 defense. So it takes a fish tuner and 1 plus non-tuner monsters. At the end of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish that opponent's monster. Okay, interesting. Do I see it once per turn? No, but it's at the end of the damage step, so something to factor in. During your opponent's standby phase, you can banish this card. Then if all the monsters used as material for this card's synchro summon are in your graveyard, you can special summon all of them. Okay, so this card is contingent on everything being in the grave, so which is interesting. I'm pretty sure the rest of the archetype is contingent on banishing, I believe. Like banish monster fish in the grave, banish. They're all banish related. So I'm curious to see how that will actually work when it's actually in play. Because I have done some minor testing with Ghoti just to get like a feel of it, but I haven't done like too in depth, you know. So that might be actually my next move. I might just do that later today. That's what I like to do for fun, testing different archetypes. Alright, you can special summon all of them, but banish them when they leave the field. You can only use each effect once per... Okay, so I guess they get banished regardless, so that's kind of interesting. But the only thing is, if all monsters, so if that doesn't apply, then yeah. So next we got ourselves a normal trap card, Ghoti Cosmos. So you can search this with Trap Trick, I believe, normal trap card. Apply this effect and sequence based on the number of banished fish monsters. 1+, which let's be honest, that's going to be happening pretty much every single duel, the 1+ banished fish monster. Your fish monsters cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. Okay, interesting. Gives them a little bit of protection. 4+, the activation and effect of fish monsters effects activated on your field cannot be negated this turn. Alright, so it gives them negation protection. And then 8+, wow. Again, I don't know how consistently you can get 8+ in the grave or in the banished zone, but that'll be kind of interesting to see, especially with the new support. Special summon 1 fish synchro monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. Wow. Actually, that's pretty decent. So if you can get 8+ in there consistently, I would definitely say this card may be worth running because it's just a free synchro summon. Why the hell not, right? Next, we got a continuous trap card, Ghoti Fury. You can target 1 fish monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls. Banish both monsters until your next standby phase. Okay, so that's temporary. Plus, it targets. So while it does help get rid of maybe some of the more annoying monsters your opponent may use against you. However, it'll be back, so you just got to be careful. You got to know how to play around that, I guess. If a fish monsters is special summoned to your field while any card is banished, you can banish this card from your graveyard or face up in a spell and trap zone. All fish monsters you currently control gain 100 attack for each card currently banished until the end of this turn. Yeah, I'm not really feeling that effect. I mean, it depends on how many you can dump in there, right? Because if you can dump, like, I know the 60 card maximum, right? But like, let's say you're running like 40 cards and you've banished 30 of them, right? Would that be an OTK enabler? I know that's an insane amount to be banishing. That's not even, I don't think that's really realistic, but just saying it may have potential in the future. It's also like a really long shot. Like, don't expect this to happen anytime soon. That's all I'm saying. But just doing some thinking out loud, you know, certain scenarios. Fish. Okay, just wanted to go back and check this. Fish monsters. Like, I think this would have been a little bit more achievable if maybe this had like fish, Ghoti, just Ghoti spell and traps and monsters. That would have been Ghoti cards. That's the word I'm looking for. Ghoti cards. That would have been a lot more consistent. That's for sure. But I guess they don't want people spamming this, right? So because yeah, I could see how that could be a problem. So yeah. So overall, I think this is solid support, guys. But again, I'm like familiar with the basics of the Ghoti archetype, so if you guys, I'm sure you guys have infinite knowledge on this type of archetype. I'm again just here to learn, just like you guys. I'm just seeing this stuff for the first time, so if you have any suggestions on how this archetype is going to be used, or any type of like, hey, this card is good, this card isn't, you should use this way, etc, etc, I'd love to hear about it in the comments down below. And of course, if you like what you see, don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. This is PlotArmorCards signing out for the day, and oh my goodness, look at the time.